everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sheen Magazine's Sheen Talk. My name is Laura Miller Pins on IG, here with the beautiful, breathtaking, poignant
Come
Christine
on.
Horn. Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much. Come on. I need to carry you around with me for that
I'm
introduction.
telling you, I tell everybody who says that I am welcome to come with you. Listen, you can put me in, you can record me and put me wherever you like. I will kick you up.
Yes, make it a ringtone, an alarm.
Yes.
That's an idea. Yes.
Yes. So if you guys are watching us, I'm sure you've seen Christine. I mean, you might have seen her and she looked a little different a couple of times. You might not find this statuesquely brilliant, vibrant, pink, fantastic woman before you. But while you're looking at her, I just think we need to take a second to adorn this look. Okay. Look at how fly she is right now.
Oh,
Let's just take a second to acknowledge ourselves. Let's
take a second. Shout out to my stylist, Ty Coachman, my makeup artist, Day Bird. Nobody does it alone. So I'm grateful.
Really? I got to get those things. I did all this by myself.
We do what we can by ourselves, but then
I mean,
that
down to the
elevation happens with the team.
The parts, things happened. Okay, it did not go the way we needed it to go, but we are going to get into some really cool things because Christine is one of those people that is blessed enough to be concurrently running fantastic television shows at the same time.
Great, just grateful.
This year, you've seen her on Snowfall. I'm sure you've seen her on Snowfall. She's got a very interesting role that we will discuss. But you will also be seeing her on season 2 of BMF this year too. So she's going to be in I don't know if she's going to be in the Black Mafia Family, but we're going to get into that too.
Yes, we're going to get into it.
So, like, if you think you saw Christine in Stomp the Yard, you might have. If you think you saw her in Grey's Anatomy, you might have. So I need you to understand that Christine is one of those household faces that you've seen for several years. And I think in acting, a lot of people misunderstand that. Like, acting is completely opposite to football, whereas you know their name and not their face.
Right.
Oftentimes you know their face and not their name. So we want you to get inundated with Christine here, okay?
Yes. I love that you said that because I definitely believe that's the stage of my career that I'm in right now. When I walk, whether I'm at the airport or the grocery store, people just be like, no, like they don't quite know. And I love it that way. I'm grateful for just doing good work and having fun and transforming. So yeah, that's definitely where I'm at these days, which is awesome.
I love that. So let's talk about your newest project, BMF. Let's talk about it. Can you tell us the role you're playing and how it kind of came about with you getting this role?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I am playing Mabel Jones this season on BMF. She's a brand new character. And, it's not a lot I can say at this stage because she's so under wraps as far as her storyline, but I will give you this. She is a close friend to the Flannery family. So Lucille and Charles, the mom and dad of the story. And over the course of the season, we're going to see a lot of her secrets unfold. And as they keep unfolding, it will have a ripple effect on the whole family. It's going to be pretty dramatic. It's going to be pretty juicy. I'm so excited for the fans to see it. And I loved stepping into this role because it's something I hadn't played before and getting to just transform, it's why I love, I know we'll get there talking about being bald, that was a choice, but, getting to transform and doing another period piece similar to Snowfall, where in the 80s and 90s and getting to wear the big shoulder pads and the hair and all that stuff is so much fun. So I believe, there's going to be, for BMF, our season 2, there's going to be tons of action, of course, a lot of, grit, but there's also going to be a lot of sexiness, a lot of sensuality, and of course, a lot of drama.
Definitely a lot of drama. That's one thing about both shows. Now, I'm going to be honest, and please don't beat me up, everybody watching or Christine. I haven't seen one episode of Snowfall.
Are you serious? Okay. No, I said I wasn't going to judge. Okay. All right.
No, go ahead. Because I feel bad about it. I do.
Well, you know, the beautiful thing about Snowfall and the John Singleton legacy is the show is timeless. And I am so honored to be on that show also, because it's that kind of show that has like ride or die fans. And
Yeah.
like it is, people will, that's the kind of show you can watch 10 years from now and the story is still relevant. It's still, of course, you know, history and things that have actually happened, and you'll enjoy it at any time. You know, it's one of those, I believe it's a cult classic for television. And that's what made me really excited about booking the show.
So it started, my absence to Snowfall started at the premiere of season 1.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to go to the premiere in Chicago, and I got sick, so I missed it. And it started like a ripple effect of all the things related to Snowfall.
And see, like what had happened was,
yeah, and they were all there. I would have been, and John Singleton was there, and like all of these things.
wow.
So it was like I was there. I had, tentatively approved myself, my presence there. Got sick, could not make it, and it had caused the domino effect of epic proportions. So
Yeah.
I owe you guys the opportunity to watch this again.
Yeah, it'll be good because then you can binge it. When you do get around to it, whether if it's 2 years from now or 5 years from now, you'll be able to binge it all because you're going to want to. It's that kind of show where the fans are like, hurry up already. Where's the next season? And the fans are that way also for BMF. They're like, okay,
for sure.
Played the documentary. Okay, where's the next season? We want it now. So I think it's really awesome to be a part of a part of shows where the audience is really in high demand.
I love that. So going back to BMF, since these are people, but can you tell us if your character is based on an actual person?
No, not as far as that storyline goes. No, she's definitely inserted, but I believe she represents many women like her. Yeah.
Little Kim and them.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be surprised. I think though, for me, we talk a lot about representation. And for me, representation matters, even if it's a kind of character that you necessarily don't like or love. And I believe they still all need to be represented. And I believe it's my job as an artist, as an actor, to not judge any character that I play and to find the humanity in the characters that I play. So that's what made it even more fun. So there will be people who love Mabel and people who don't, but there will definitely be people who relate to her.
Okay. So I do know that your work in Snowfall kind of sounds like that's what you were talking about, because there was some questionable behavior in your role in Snowfall. Is that correct?
Well, yes. Well,
so let's call it some moral inconsistencies in your character.
My role on Snowfall, I played Black Diamond on Snowfall, for those of you who are trying to put the pieces together. And yeah, I mean, definitely, she's a stripper. She's turned hit woman, and she's just trying to survive, but I also think, again, Mabel Jones, and what will be revealed is that she's trying to survive too. And we're going to see how she does that and how she copes. And it's going to be interesting unfolding for sure.
I love that, because you want to be able to, as a Black actress, to have the opportunity to be the villain, to be the hero, to be outside of just the best friend and the footnote. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing that we play a supportive wife very well, but it's another thing to be able to be everything we want in a full composite of human nature, right? Because I think, and there's an alarm coming, sorry. I think there's an opportunity in Hollywood for Black women to have more complex caricatures.
Yeah, I believe we should be able to play too. Look, I grew up in the Bronx in a single mom with my single mom, and I used to just talk to myself all the time and play pretend and dance and sing and do all kinds of stuff in my room, putting on shows by myself. Like, so who is anybody to tell me that I don't get to play this kind of role? Now, we'll be real, of course, there's a huge weight that's on the shoulders of Black people as they represent the race in television, which is huge. It's such a heavy weight. You do a role like you're having to think about all of that. But I've allowed myself, the more I've been in this career and had a chance to do so many types of roles, to allow myself to play just like everybody else. And if you can't get with that, oh well. You know, I don't only want to play the weary Black woman who with the weight of the world on her shoulders, though that role is, I have played it and it's amazing. But we can have joy, we can be sexy, we can be flirty, we can do action movies and shoot people up. I mean, you know, I'm not advocating shooting people up, but I'm just saying, if I have to put that hat
on screen, we're talking about
on screen.
Yeah, and I think I think we might be, and you let me know what you think about this. Are we like one of the few, or is it just minorities that have to carry that? Like,
I believe so.
Believe we do the role, and then all of a sudden we are that. We don't become like, nobody questioned if Al Pacino was Scarface.
No, not at all. And that is, it's, you know, it's one of those unfair moments, but you understand that's just what it is. You know, being in this industry is like a game many times, and you learn how to play the game if you're going to stay in it. And so you just have to take things with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I'm Caribbean, I'm Jamaican. So I'm like, eat the fish, spit out the bones. If it works for you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know, but I'm going to do what feels good to me. And whenever I'm deciding on my next role or next project, I just think about what I'm going to get from it. How will it feed my soul? How much fun will it be? You know, so yeah, it's a weight.
Yeah, I can imagine it's fun being the stripper assassin.
Right. Yes.
What?
Absolutely. Especially because before Snowfall, I've always played I usually give two kind of energies, like very like either warm and endearing or authoritative. I'm bossing somebody around, doing some military kind of stuff. So whenever I get to throw something in the middle of that, it's so much fun because I'm capable of it. And so I'm always grateful for casting directors who see Christine Horn in a different light and know that there's more layers there to explore.
I love that. So let me know when BMF comes out. It's out already, right?
Yes, we premiered January 6th, 2023.
So BMF is out, you guys. So you are welcome to go catch up on Stars, catch a BMF on, get it, enjoy it, bask in Christine and get that love. But we also want to talk about, because again, Christine is a more layered and dynamic personhood. So I want to make sure you guys know to catch up with BMF, but I want to also talk about a couple of different things. So in addition to singing and acting and writing, you're also a business owner. Absolutely. So can you tell us a little bit about your business and kind of what propelled you? I have a guess, but what propelled you into starting the company that you started?
Oh, I appreciate that question. And, you know, honestly, I've been one of those serial entrepreneurs all my life. Like I was a kid in elementary school selling penny candies to my fellow classmates. You know what I mean? That's always been me, like having these wild ideas. But when I moved back to Los Angeles in 2017, I started just doing Facebook Lives, so like kind of like daily vlogging, documenting my journey, like, oh, I'm just leaving Warner Brothers, or I'm doing this. And what started to happen was people were asking questions, lots of questions. And it happened to be, honestly, a lot of actors of color. And I was like, there seems to be a need here. Like, I was like, yeah, because when I was struggling, I didn't feel like I had a whole lot of help. And so I just started showing up and then started coaching one-on-one. And then that, you know, the more that grew, I couldn't handle all the one-on-one. So then I started creating group coaching programs. My idea was to be the coach that I wish that I had when I lived in LA the first time, around 2011, after I did The Lion King for 5 years on and off. And I just felt I knew I was talented, but I felt very lost and alone and confused as to why I was so talented but not getting a break. So I was like, I'm going to stand in the space of that and be the coach I wish I had, the mentor, the cheerleader. And what I found was a community was formed, and that community is now called Hollywood Bound Actors. And for me, being Hollywood bound is a state of mind. It's not about your location. As long as you know what is expected, what is at the top, like even if you live in Atlanta or Boston, the production still start in LA or New York, right? So you still need to know what is expected and how to play in the big leagues, no matter where that is. So your big league might be Atlanta or it might be Vancouver. And so that's what I did. I wrote a book and I put on conferences. I have coaching. I actually have a signature course called Book More TV, because I went from doing Broadway and touring to not understanding how to master the lens of television. And once I understood how television worked, I started booking. I call myself the booking magnet because I'm a student of law of attraction. I believe I can attract everything to my life. We all do, actually. And I was like, well, if I can attract money and friends and experiences, I can attract bookings. And so I just started to stand and speak life to myself every single day, calling myself a booking magnet, calling my students a booking magnet. And of course, like what you focus on expands, and that's just what's been my experience. So it's really fulfilling to lift as I climb. So my students just saw me on the red carpet for BMF premiere. And then I had a Q&A call the next day with my students, and I got to tell them about it and tell them what to expect and how to prepare. Like that in the moment awareness from having a coach like that, I believe is priceless. So that's how the business was born.
See, I tried to mute until it showed up. It was probably like a block away.
What was a block away?
The ambulance.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't hear it. That was because I'm like, I was muted because I'm like, yes, girl, yes, exactly. Live well,
No, it's
fly,
okay.
and
No, I
yes,
didn't hear it.
and yes, gold dress because it was fly because I saw it. And the ambulance. So guys, this is what happens when you interview someone on Zoom and you're like exposed to sounds of life. So
Listen, everybody is with after
fighting
the
the
pandemic
ambulance today.
You know, how many of us had Zoom interviews, Zoom calls, Zoom work calls.
Yeah, we live this life now. It is okay. But I love everything that you said because it touches on so many different things. I have a very close friend that's an actor, and I remember him just saying, like, I don't know what to do. Down to the headshots. It's one thing they tell you, okay, go get an agent. But it's like, okay, if your agent isn't calling you, are you just supposed to sit in your hands and not move? And actually knowing what media you want to be in, or what form of content you want to be in, from down to the types of headshots that you want, and what facial expressions you should use, like for the certain roles that you want. All of those things are very important. So the fact that you created a space and a community, and I'm not sure what part of Jamaica you're from, but I know Caribbean people are very big on community.
Yeah, my family's
that honest.
Yes, my family's from Kingston and Clarendon, and then my grandma's side is from Bermuda. But you know, I just believe in abundance, and there's enough for everybody. You know, there is an old school thought, and there's some people who still operate from this space, but you know, it used to be this energy so much more of, I got it, it's mine, like I made it, I can't tell you what I did. It's like, no, like no one books every single role. Meryl Streep, Viola Davis are amazing. Denzel's amazing, but they don't book every single role. It's not
and they don't win every single award. It's a whole like constitution of things that you get no's.
Absolutely. So that's just where I operate from. And so it's my honor to be a part of so many actors' lives, because when they win, I win too. And it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect of love and sharing knowledge. And that's the legacy I know that I'm leaving.
So what's the name of the book?
My book is called Playing Small: The Actor's Guide to Becoming a Booking Magnet.
I feel like that's like a recipe for life, though. I'm probably going to read it. I'm not an actress, but like, I think I'm going to read that because I don't want to play small.
You should. And many people have told me who have read it, who are not actors. They were like, you could just insert your whatever you do with actor, because I really delve deep. It's really about mindset, and it really is about succeeding in your life and getting over a lot of the major fears that we have that keep us playing small. You know, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of not being good enough, fear of, you know, competition, fear of time running out. Like all those things, I often tell people, until you just get honest with yourself that that's what's sitting in you, that's what's causing the procrastination. Not that you're just a lazy person. There is a deep fear of judgment is huge. You're not posting on social media because what will people think, when we are actually in a world, our whole industry is about being judged. You have to audition, someone has to judge your performance to decide. So it's this weird thing. And I know just because I'm in it and I've experienced it. And so that's my approach though. You know, I just always talk just from an honest place and from my truth. And that's what also helped me deal with imposter syndrome over the years. I was like, wait a minute, there's only one Christine Horn, and I've lived this life. No one has lived the life that I have lived. And so I always tell my students, I'm like, hey, there's tons of coaches out here, but I'm telling you what I did. So if you want to know what I did, this is what I did.
Right.
There's no way I can be wrong because that's what I did. I'm just sharing it with
I did this and it happened and here we
you.
are.
Right. Now I
Exactly.
can, I can't guarantee what happened for you, but if you can at least try some of it on for size and test it out, So a lot of people, sometimes in life we want the magic pill. Like, just tell me how. Well, I changed my mindset. Yeah. But tell me how. Well, I read more personal development books. No, but tell me what you really did. I meditated. Like, they were like, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear about the
No, people
internal
want
personal
A
work.
through Z
Right.
all the time. And they're like, okay, and what else? No.
That's it.
These
When my
mindful principles and practices are what keeps me positive, keeps me energized, keeps me light. Has to work
absolutely,
this way. That's the order of divinity. It has to. Has to go that
absolutely.
line.
You feel me? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. See, you're just a really cool lady, and I'd like to hang out with you all the time.
I know.
But before, but
Go get
I'm gonna
lunch.
let you go eventually. But before we go, I want to talk about this fade you got here, sis.
One girl, thank you. I have cut my hair a lot over the years. I love wigs, but when I was graduating high school, I was doing that thing where I had a perm, but I was kind of let it grow out. And it was natural at the bottom and
Yeah,
a
you
whole
had to
mess
cut
at the
it.
top. And I remember cutting it. My first headshot was a TWA, tiny, teeny little tiny afro. And so I would just always cut it and let it grow back, cut it, grow back. I would get braids. I would start to lose my edges. I would get sew-ins, crochet. I mean, you name it, I've gotten it. And so I've always done that. But there was something that started to pull at my spirit last October. October 2020, well, I don't know what year we're in, 2021.
2020.
Right. But something started to tug at me. Like, I just kept saying, I just need to see myself. I just need to see myself. And I didn't even know what that meant. But I had a tug to, I really wanted to cut my hair, but I was hesitant because I was in the middle of filming Snowfall and I wasn't sure if my wig was still going to fit right. And I didn't want to mess that up. And then one day it just tugged at me so hard. I was still in the middle of filming and I just shaved it. And I remember doing this like kind of just laughter, and it was a joyful laughter and exhaling free moment. And I'd never cut my hair that short. I've cut it, but kept enough. But I just was like, and I don't know where that came from. And then I just didn't want it to grow back. Like after about 4 or 5 days, 5 days max, I'm like ready to cut it back off again.
Cut it
And
back off.
I ended up getting a thing to make sure my wig, a little strap thing, make sure my wig stayed sturdy. And it did for the rest of filming for Snowfall. And it's just been, I have never felt this beautiful and free and sexy, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get a lot of people like, are you sick? You got what Jada got? Like, like, I just wanted to cut my hair. And sometimes it throws me off. I'll see a picture of like, oh, you bald.
You're like, oh no.
It'll throw me off sometimes, but I still don't have a desire to grow it back. And people say, is this forever? People love to ask you questions about if something forever. When I was vegan back in the day.
Don't ask a Black woman ever about
Right.
their hair and asking if it's a forever thing. Are you kidding me? Don't ask me these questions.
It's right now. I have a closet full of amazing wigs. And even with that, I would try to throw them on. And I just like, I didn't want it. So when I audition for shows and things like that, I always like to build my characters and see every character that doesn't need to be bald. So I'm an actor. My job is to transform. But it's for me right now, at the time of this interview, it still feels good. And that is what's most important to me. And I remember posting a video on my Instagram of the day I shaved it. And that video kind of, just took off on Instagram at the time because people just were like, you were so courageous. And I secretly want to do that, but I'm too scared. I don't know what my head looks like. All these things, what will people think? And I just operate from a place, no one's in my body but me. And I'm the one whose opinion most matters when I look in the mirror. And until I have an issue with it, this is what it is right now. So that's my story.
That's freedom, y'all.
Yeah, it feels so good.
And it's so, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, this here is a free human being. Before I even talked to her, I know how free she is. Because yes, there is a bravery associated with it because anybody watching this most likely is a person of color. However, if you're not, welcome.
Yes.
And we spend so much time in hair, in association with what we're going to do, what it's supposed to look like for this event, what is it supposed to do for this. And it is actually a secondary character in our lives, if not the star sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So to just being like, you know what, you can go, that's freedom, because it literally can take a part of your day. Like you get to associate 6 hours.
Yes, sitting in that chair.
Sitting in the chair.
It is, and I've spent, I mean, guys, back in the micro braid days when I would get 8 hours, 10 hours, my goodness. And no shade to it. You know, it's just, that's part of the evolution. And I think the beauty of being, I'll say a Black woman for sure, is that we get to play that way. A lot of people don't get to play that way, and we do. And I revel in that. And listen, there's gonna be some red carpets y'all gonna see me on where I got a wig on. I'm playing with bobs and shortcuts and pixie. It depends. You know, I think the big thing for me and my stylist and my makeup artist, as we create this vision of is to never confuse my characters with me. So we look at what's the character giving, and so what are we showing the world? Because a lot of people who, especially who are not in the industry, can't tell the difference between acting and real life. They get so connected and so attached to characters that they immediately associate you with that character, even though they see you in a bunch of stuff.
They'll lock you in as that one character, and then you permanently are that person for the rest of your life.
So I intentionally want to keep my audience and my people who are fans of mine on their toes, and let them know that, no, my job is to transform always. But what I do when I come home, that's my business. And for me, this is my business, and I love it.
Yeah, but it's almost like literally like hanging your coat up to go to, like, when you leave work. I love it. Like, that's brilliant. Just like, okay, this week is off. Boom. I'm done. Oh man, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, because I am so full and so pleased with Miss Christina.
Me too.
I encourage you guys, if you're an actor, to seek her out and to seek Hollywood bound actors out.
Yes. We have I just want to say we have a Facebook group for Hollywood bound actors, a podcast, and a YouTube channel. So my TikTok.
Okay, multimedia.
Listen, my TikTok account, I teach a lot on there. And because TikTok especially, there's a lot of very new aspiring actors, a lot of young people. And so they're not ready to buy my course or work with me, but how can I inspire in my free time? How can I have fun and be a light? And, I noticed that there'll be a lot of teenagers or kids who are like, my parents don't believe in me, or my parents are afraid of me being an actor. They told me to get a real job. And I just know what that feels like. So if I can be a beacon in any way, I want to be.
I love that. So tell us your social media so they can follow you on TikTok and they can get to learn more about themselves and their acting journey.
Thank you. So for TikTok and Instagram, I'm at actress Christine Horn. And that's Horn without an E. So actress Christine Horn. And then again, if you just want to join my free community, Hollywood Bound Actors, we have our Facebook group. You can find us. We have an Instagram, Hollywood Bound Actors, podcast, Hollywood Bound Actors. You get in the theme of this, Hollywood Bound Actors. So just put that in, you'll find us. And me and my team will be happy to welcome you.
I love that. So thank you so much for your time, Christine. Like I said, I am fully available for whatever geek up you need, because while you are geeking up everyone else, you need to geek up too.
Yes.
So you let me know what you need, girl, because I will big free to your life. Get out of here. I'll do it.
I love it. So you need to get one of these right here.
Yeah, like you need this. But yes, I thank you so much for joining today. Again, catch BMF. It is out now on Starz, and you can also see it on Prime, because that's where I watch it. You can also catch Snowfall on FX, but you can also catch it on Hulu, because that's where I watch it. That's where you can watch. Because see, we work all day. There's no way for us to be just sitting.
Oh yeah,
at a prime time slot.
No, I don't watch anything in real time ever.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna binge Snowfall for sure. Yeah. And again, Playing Small is Christine's book, so you want to get that as well. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. Leave any commentary in the comments, because we want to hear from you. If you have any questions for Christine, if you have any questions for us, thank you for tuning in to Sheen Magazine. My name is Laura Miller. with Christine Horn here. We got actress Christine Horn on Instagram, at Laura Miller Pens on Instagram. We thank you guys so much. Have the best day ever.
Bye, everybody.